A three.
A two, a one.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Read This, Read That. I am Jackie Reid.
I'm Joyanne Reid.
What's up, cousin, sister, soror, friend?
I'm in the world, like the old folks say. I'm in the world. I'm
In the
tired.
world.
I'm in the world, but I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Girl, I am in the world as well. I'll talk
In the
about what's
world.
been going on with me this week in my wind down in just a bit. But girl, just
Yes.
glad to be present. Just glad to
Hmm.
be able to just show. Girl, I'm really trying to continue to lean into gratitude. To just
Yes.
lean in. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. We are live and people are popping up in the chat. We got some announcements before we get to our wind down and all the stories we're going to talk about today, including the Oscars and the Target fast / boycott. What is it? What's going on? Is it
Whatever it
all?
is.
Yes. But first and foremost, the first week of every month, we like to welcome our new followers, subscribers, to the Read This, Read That Cousin Nation, to the family. And last week we were supposed to do it, but we couldn't because we realized that when we were singing the song, because we're live and the tools that we use to go live, there's a delay between us. So we had a hard time singing at the same time. So we made a recording of
Yes.
our welcome song. So all the people that are new to the Read This, Read That community, please stand up. Please stand up, rise. And here is our welcome song for you. Please sing along for those who know it. I'm waiting. Here
A
it comes.
three, a two, a one.
Welcome to our podcast.
Welcome to our podcast.
We are family.
Welcome to our podcast.
Welcome to our podcast.
We are family.
Read this, read that.
We are family. And we love you, cousins.
But we will block you.
If you come with that bullshit.
So respect our boundaries.
Welcome to our podcast.
Welcome to our podcast.
We are family.
I love that song. Don't tell me no bullshit now.
And I will. That is the incredible songwriting of the Grammy Award winning, maybe one day, songwriter Jackie Reid. Everybody, a round of applause for our songwriter Jackie Reid, who wrote that song in all of her glory and taught it to us all. That is our theme song. Well, our theme song is what you hear at the top, but that is our welcome song. So welcome.
Right. Yes. So learn the words. Every first week of the month, we will play that. Girl, my earring fell out. I'm like,
Your
what
ear
the
fell
heck?
out? Oh no. I hate
It's
when that
dropped
happens. Because
out
then
somewhere. But
it's
I'll
like it
find it.
falls out and it rolls away. Well, we're wearing the same earrings.
I love a silver hoop.
I love a silver hoop, honey. When I tell
And
you, it is my go-to. This is my you see me in this all the time
yeah.
because it just finishes every outfit. It's just it's perfect.
Uh,
But when they
it's so
fall, they
perfect.
roll away and then
Girl,
you
yeah,
can't find them.
they have wheels. I'm like, where did that
They have wheels and they just drop off. I don't understand. They fall and then they drop and then they roll away.
girl?
Bip.
It rolled over into the door.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Lord have mercy. Well, welcome to all of our. Did you find it? Okay, good. Yeah, sometimes they be
Okay,
running from
got it.
you. They run from
Got
you.
it. Yes,
That's
welcome
like
you
what that's
guys.
like when my cousin, who I won't say which cousin because she probably listened to this podcast and go mad. We were in San Francisco when my mom when we were kids. We all went to San Francisco, and my cousin she got one of those ponytails that you attach on because she wanted a long pony. So she had a little ponytail, and she put her head outside of the cable car, trying to let her ponytail blow in the wind, and it popped off, and all we heard was my wingsy. It was, my wingsy. It was gone, girl. That ponytail, that wigsy was gone. And she wanted to
Girl,
jump out the cable car and get it. We were like, you can't go get it. It's gone.
that is my biggest fear when I wear a wig or a hairpiece that is gonna pop off. that it is going
Yes.
to pop off and embarrass
Same.
me for the number of bobby pins that I put in my head when I wear something. But sometimes you get a little comfortable.
Yes.
You know what? I'm just gonna run to the store, or I don't have time for this or that, and you don't anchor it well. And
Yes.
those things will pop off. It happened to me at at this place called the Core Club in Manhattan, which is a private club, um, kind of like the Soho House. And I was there for a dinner that I was coordinating. Girl, I was in the lobby laughing, and I had my little puff that I put on top, and I was like,
Girl.
girl came back up, and that ponytail was on the floor. I
Oh,
was like, Lord, my little puff. I was like,
it was gone. Oh no, it happened to me. I had a whole wig on. Went
oh,
to my dear friend Chris Metzler. They had like a little remembrance for him at this fancy hotel in DC. Jason and I went. We sitting at the table after the whole ceremony. We decided to all have dinner in the same space. I'm sitting there, went to go laugh at something. I went back and I came back without my wig. I was like, oh my God. I was so embarrassed. Winsome starts grabbing, sorry, my daughter started grabbing for it. People start grabbing the two people on the other side. And the brother across me said, it's lucky you with family and friends. I put the wig back on, but I think I put it on crooked. So it was on, but it was like the one who was sitting over there was looking like, I think your wig is off. I said, let me go to the bathroom real quick. My wig came back on. It was crooked as hell. I said, oh my God. I was so embarrassed. Luckily, it was people, and I didn't even know these people that well,
yeah,
but it was, it was my daughter, it was Jason, it was
yeah, yeah,
family,
yeah,
but also some like of his friends, of my deceased friends. And
yeah.
I was like, damn, my wig just went. I went back, and the wig said, I'm staying back here, bitch. Bitch, I'm
Girl.
tired. I'm not coming back up with you. You go up yourself. You sit up.
We
You
depart
go
at this
on.
point.
Right. I'm taking
We're
a
going
nap.
separate ways.
Right. Taking a nap, bitch. Keeping me out here this late with
Mid-event.
no
That's
bobby
the worst.
pins.
How dare you? Yeah,
How
you got
dare you?
comfortable. You got
Terrible.
comfy. Okay, let me mention our membership, which is up and running. You just go to our YouTube channel, click the join button. We have 3 levels. Please go. A lot of folks have been pouring in. By the end of the week, we're going to reach out to you and let you know when those perks will, how to show up for the meetings and different things that you signed up for. Book club babes, so we've got the cousin community, we've got book club babes, and we have our editorial board. Those are the 3 levels. So
Yes.
please, you guys, go and check them out, see what the perks are, see what works for you. We appreciate your love just for being here in general, but we also appreciate the additional support by joining our membership, because these bills are going to pay themselves.
Exactly. Freedom ain't free.
Right,
Nor are
right,
wigs.
right, right.
Oh my God.
And
Can I
that-
give you one more wig story? This one is
yeah,
crazy because it's
please.
like, if you go, and I shouldn't even point this out, if you go in my Getty photos, like one of my better Getty pictures was the time that I foolishly decided to go to the White House correspondent. This is the last time I went to the White House Correspondents' Dinner. I'll never go back.
I'm looking
Um,
it up while you tell me.
and my hairdresser, she did this fabulous wig that's like a big poof of hair over my baldy head. I have a little head. I have a little head, right? It's a little skinny size head. So the wig was like, it was a little too big, and she did pin it, but I don't know that it was pinned that much. As I'm going through, I'm feeling like it's slipping, but I wasn't sure. When I saw the pictures, I was like, my wig was slipping the whole time. You can just see that it's slightly back. You can actually see my hair
Is
because
it
the
this
wig was
one?
that one. You can see, look, you can, if you really look. And I got all of these awards that said that I was one of the best dressed, but you could see my hair under there, 'cause that bitch was falling back, honey. That bitch was trying to hit the floor. That wig said, I don't, we're not in this together. We're not in this together.
Because
You're in this.
it looks like you have the same hairstyle you have now, right? With
Right.
hair in the back. Because you can
With hair in the
see,
back. Because the
right?
thing is falling back. It's heading to the south. It didn't want to be, and it didn't, and look, I'm just glad it didn't fall all the way off on the red carpet. Can you imagine?
Oh my God. Oh,
Somebody
that's
said I
my
was still
biggest
cute. Thank
nightmare.
you very much, Tia Moore. I was cute.
You were very cute.
But I was
Very
almost de-wigged.
cute. Well, listen, we also want to remind people to pick up the book With Love from Harlem, our book club pick for the month of March. There you go. With Love from Harlem from Rashonda Tate, who has written 54 books. This is the 54th book. She has been writing for years. She's a fellow journalist turned author, and she will be back at the end of the month for our book club meeting, our official book club meeting with the book club babes. So if you want to be a part of that meeting, it will be closed. It will be just for the book club babes. So
Yes.
please sign up for book club babes, or if you sign up for the editorial board, you get the perks of the book club babes and the editorial board. You get both. So just
Yes. And Tracy Moore,
Tracy
Tracy
Moon.
Moon,
Thank you, Tracy.
welcome to the Cousin Nation. Thank you, Tracy. We appreciate you.
Yeah,
Yes.
Rashonda is amazing. And those book club meetings, for those of you who got to attend the book club meeting with Amy, that was the one where we kind of gave you an example of what the book club meeting is going to be like. You really get into intimate details of the book. So that's like the point is you got 4 weeks to read it. We're going to read it too. We're going to talk about our favorite parts, but it'll be live. So you can ask questions of the author. You can talk about your favorite moments, all the things that we love.
All the things, all of them, all of them.
Okay.
And by the way,
So,
whoever's that, those of you in the chat, Esmar Jacket, thank you very much. This
yes,
is
I
my
was just
new
about to
team.
ask.
I've decided to. I'm done with the Denver Broncos. I grew up in Denver, so that was my team, and also the New York Jiggy Giants were my NFC team. Broncos were my AFC team when I was a football fanatic growing up. But now I have decided that the Baltimore Ravens, that this is my new team. Baltimore, be more, my new team. I like them. I like the colors. I want them to win. That's who I'm rooting for now.
Okay, that's big news.
And I got
That
this from
is
my
big
cousin
news
that,
with your
grew
teams.
up in the DMV, and I got it for Christmas. So in honor of my baby cousin who recently graduated from Morehouse College and then Howard University Law School, our little lawyer in the family, this is what he gave me for Christmas. And so I'm like, I can get with that.
I
I
love
can
that.
root for a team based on the jacket. I can do that.
I love it. Somebody said, "Welcome to Ravens Nation." Yes,
Yes.
underscore another one.
Yes. Amen. I love it. No, I love it. I
Okay.
think that I love the colors, and I love Baltimore as a city. You guys have a great mayor. Boom. Love it.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so let's get into our wind downs for the
Please.
week, cousin. What are you drinking? What's your wind down? What's happening? What's going on in your world? What's it?
So I'm drinking hi my one of my favorite drinks. This one is strawberry guava. So you can see what
Mm,
it looks like. It's very red. I'm in my I'm still using my B my notorious BEE cup.
my my
That's
cup.
really yours that you're coming
No.
for. You keep saying you're gonna come for, but you got to come risk the ghosts and come get it. I'll
Oh,
let the Mocha Jumbie man meet you at the door. So
thank
my
you.
my my wind down is kind of on that, and I know people think I'm a little crazy. I realize that this podcast has revealed that maybe I'm a little mad, but or maybe you're all mad. Maybe you're crazy and I'm not,
Yeah,
right?
I'm definitely crazy, but go on.
You're definitely crazy.
Yeah.
So this week we finally did. You know how you move into a house and you bring boxes. We put them in the garage temporarily with an intent of unboxing them and bringing the items in the boxes into your home. Well, we didn't do that for 6 years. Oh, wait a minute, is it more than 6 years? Ooh,
Has
it
it
might
been
be
6
8.
years?
I think it's 8 years. I think we've been in this house
Wow.
for 8 years. And it was only this past weekend that we decided to go in and face the boxes because we needed to move some things around because we just had, we needed to unclutter so that we could move some things out of our youngest son's bedroom. We had to get those things out of his room to clear it because we're getting new furniture, for our room. So we have to move the
Yeah.
bed that's in our room into that. It's like a whole thing. We have to move stuff around. So we had to face the music. So we faced it and we got a lot done. I'm very proud of us. We did a lot of decluttering. I do want to still hire a professional declutterer to get in. But this weekend, a thing that has been happening to me a lot, I really started focusing on it. So I have a thing. Well, first of all, my body hurts. I think this is the reason my chest hurts. I'm like really in pain because
You're
of the
sore.
lifting.
Yeah.
I'm sore, and I think I might have just overdone it. But this is why I think I'm a little bit crazy. So think I want to go and get. I would love to sit with like a spiritualist, and I know this is gonna sound crazy. So I went into a deep wormhole because as I'm moving things around and doing things, I just keep dropping things. I have a thing where I'm always dropping things. And I used to be very athletic as a young person. As you say, I got my jacket on. I used to be NFL. I used to love football. I was a very athletic person. I was always very athletic. I was always good at basketball. I used to dribble like a boy. They used to be like, oh, she dribbled like a boy. I was good at
Mm.
sports, even though I was a nerd. But now all of a sudden, it's like I'll have something in my hand and I don't do anything and it falls on the floor. It's like and I call it like a drop curse. It's like if I'm holding something, just me holding it makes it fall on the floor. And so I went into a deep wormhole online about spiritual attachments. Have you heard of this? Where
Go on.
spirits can attach and kind of like attach to you and kind of follow you around and do stuff like knock things out of your hand. Like spirits can kind of attach on you. And there's a way you can undo it, but you have to find like an African spiritual healer to make it go away. Somebody says it's my menopause and my ADHD. It could be that. But I want to get to the bottom of it because it is like a really irritating thing. So while I'm moving all my stuff around, I had gotten an award years ago, and it's a beautiful blue and clear, fabulous, heavy, heavy, heavy glass award. And I was trying to get it out of its container because we're moving stuff. And it's one of the things I discover all these things when you're moving stuff and you're unboxing. You find all these things that you thought you'd lost. And I'm like, oh my God, this is where this award is. Girl, I dropped it and broke it. And I'm like, okay, this is it. I have to get to the bottom of it. I'm telling you, thank you. There's somebody who said no. Novi says she's Jamaican, so she believes it. I actually think that you can get spirits that attach to you, and they don't know they're doing anything wrong, but they're trying to get your attention. And I think they push it out of your hand. I honestly think there's a drop curse. I think it's a real thing. I believe in it. And I think I'm going to I need to find a good African spiritualist, a Mocha Jumbi for people. You have the Mocha Jumbi man for your house. There must be a Mocha Jumbi version for people. Yeah. Somebody said I might have carpal tunnel. I don't think it's carpal tunnel because
Let
I
me
don't want
tell
to be.
you, there
I think it's a
are
spirit.
there are countless medical reasons that you could be dropping things all of a sudden. Let's not look into that, right?
Well, Cedar said maybe somebody put a curse on me.
No, let's not look into the medical, like what could be the rational thing behind this. Let's instead, dive into something that could open up some kind of crazy portal to hell. You were like that person.
I thought about that. I thought about that.
Why would you?
Like I would never use a Ouija board for that reason.
That kind of thing.
Like somebody said they could have put black magic on me. I'm telling you, I believe in the spiritual world. I really do believe somebody could have put black magic on me. Girl, I don't know, but I gotta go back and I gotta go back and
why
think about
can't it be that girl? There's so many medical conditions related that are associated with a loss in strength and grip. Like that's a common medical symptom
of
so many things. So many things.
Somebody said get the Ghostbuster.
Girl, why don't you just get a Ouija board?
Oh no, I would never do a Ouija board. I'm telling you all,
I'm surprised.
Never do a Ouija board because if you open up that portal, your house will be all the way haunted. But no, I don't think I wouldn't do that. Because that's calling spirits to you. How are they going to figure out? I want the spirits to go away. I don't want them to come to me.
Girl, have you seen The Exorcist? Have you seen? They have a mind of their own. How do you know that this person is going to be able to cast this spirit?
They said, thank you, George. She cray. I know I'm probably a little crazy. I mean, I admit it. I'm probably a little crazy. But I'm just saying. And I would never do a Ouija board. Never. I would never do it.
But that's what you're doing. That's the equivalent of that.
No, because I'm an African person. If I went to an African or Caribbean shaman type, that's my people. Mocha Jumbi people is my people. And they gonna Mocha Jumbi my ass. That's my wine down. Like it or love it.
You just don't want me
to saying. Somebody said rebuke in the name of Jesus. That's true. And look, I have some sage over there. And by the way, I think one of the reasons that our place in Harlem is not haunted is we sage the crap out of that place. I got some white sage, and I didn't go get white sage at like Trader Joe's like people will do, thinking you could buy white sage from like the regular. No. I went to the African man on the corner who sells the real stuff, and we saged the place with that. That made sure we didn't need the mocha jumpy.
I'm about tired of you. I'm about tired of you. And this foolishness. You're just inviting it. You're just inviting these spirits into your world.
You don't have to invite them. They're already in the world. They are in the world, Jacque Reid. They're in the world. There's nothing you can do
I
about
get
it.
it, but you're.
Somebody said gym time, sis. I know. You know what I've been doing, by the way? I will say the last thing I'll say is I have been doing Tai Chi in the mornings because my body gets old. You have to get old. You have to sort of loosen yourself up. And I actually love it. I think Tai Chi is so good. It's because it's like low impact exercise that is great in the morning, and you can do 20 minutes and you're in and out. Done. Somebody said, don't see a celebrity shaman. Oh, yeah, they be taking your money. You got to see a real one.
I'm not one who. So here's where I fall on that stuff. I feel like if you open, like if you start moving in that direction, like with meeting with people, having your, what is it called when you get a spiritual
like a seance or read. Oh yeah, that's scary because you don't know what you're opening up.
I think you open up something. Like I have a girlfriend, she swears by it. She calls people, she does it online. People will give her advice. These what was the Jamaican sister that had the
call me now?
Yes. That stuff. And like somebody said, make sure you get a real one, not a celebrity one. Girl,
yeah,
a lot
they
of
be
those
fake.
people who have TV shows and all that stuff, I just feel
all
like
spirits aren't bad or negative. They can also help us. That is true too. I agree. I believe in that too. Because I think your ancestral spirits and your family spirits still exhibit in the world. And I'm telling you, in some cases, they may not, Miss Cleo, they may not be trying to harm you, but they may be trying to get your attention. And so I think sometimes you're like, man, how like you'll have something and you put it down, you know where you put it, and then it's gone. You know what I mean? And then you look for it everywhere, and then it fell and it went under your bed. And you're like, how did it even get there?
That's menopause. That's menopause. What are you talking about?
Bitch, that's menopause. That might be the theme of this show. Bitch, that's menopause. It genuinely could be. It genuinely could be.
Girl,
call me no.
Oh, girl, I just feel like
and
when you mess around with that, I'm not a fan of it, because I think you expose yourself and open yourself up to something that you don't want to be a part of your world.
I agree. Well, Candace complimented me that my smile, caramel candy said my smile's coming on. Thank you very much, my dear.
It is. Do you have your Invisalign right now?
I got my Invisalign because it's Tuesday. Tuesday is Invisalign
You're not
day.
listing as much. Your list is not.
It's not as strong. I'm getting used to them, and so this is week 12. So next week I go to the dentist and I get my update, and he lets me know how I'm doing. So.
Well, I think you're going to get stars all across. A star for Joyanne.
Really, star for Joyanne.
Really well done. All right.
Yeah.
So my wind down is, and I am drinking my Cycling Frog Wild Cherry, my THC.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
She had.
I'll be asleep shortly. So my wind down is a couple of things. So crazy storm that moved through the DC area all the way down to Georgia. Down here it's in the 30s today. We had like a crazy warm up last week, and now it was below freezing.
Yeah.
So I think that a tornado moved through our neighborhood.
A tornado flew around my room before. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You put the song up. About you. Oh, no. Keys. Oh, sorry. ADHD. Go.
Okay. No, but next door, the house next door to mine, 3 huge trees not only fell over, but from the roots, like were uprooted, and they fell and knocked down the power lines in our neighborhood. Girl, the lights were out forever. They came back on yesterday morning, but now the Wi-Fi is out, and it has just been a journey. Yeah. It is just a journey dealing with that. So I'm dealing with that. But then also, and I haven't been able to watch my shows because I don't have any TV, although I have been on my iPad trying to do my best. Girl, are you up to date on Paradise?
I haven't seen a single episode, ma'am. Remember, I dropped Hulu in an outrage. Who did? Oh, I think it was when ABC
It was
paid
Jimmy
Trump.
Kimmel. It was
Oh, it
Jimmy
was Jimmy.
Kimmel.
It was over Jimmy Kimmel. I know I dropped him over in a huff, so I
Yeah,
don't have
I
it.
did too. But I came back because Jimmy, if the money is good enough for Jimmy, good enough for me. He's still taking that money, and I'm like, he's good. I'm gonna be good with my favorite shows, and I'm gonna support Sterling K. Brown.
Yes, and I want
With
to
what
see
he's
it
doing.
so badly
Somebody
because I
said no
just hear.
spoilers, please. Oh
Yeah, good luck
my
with that. You want to know with the
God,
wrong person because she be
you
spoiling.
people.
No, and you can't spoil it for me either because I haven't seen it yet either, and I want to see it. I am watching Poldark though, which I'm
All
obsessed
these
with now.
spoilers, no spoilers, no spoilers. Nyeh, nyeh, nyeh. No. Somebody, I
I'm
did
gonna
a
watch Paradise.
video. I did it.
Mm,
Well, let me tell you. Let me just say this. If you are not watching Paradise, you absolutely should. It is created by the same guy who did the show This Is Us, which starred
mm.
Sterling K. Brown as the three, one of the big three, the triplets, right? So now he's the star on this show. It is so well done. They just got renewed for season 3. But here's the beauty of it. You got to watch this show, guys, because we complain about, the industry, entertainment industry, really not including us. Here's a show anchored by a Black man. They have a companion podcast hosted by his wife, Ryan Michelle Bethay, who's our soror. We love her. She's the host of the podcast, and it is so well done, y'all. This show it's one of the best shows on television right now.
Mm.
Hulu back, go to somebody's house that has Hulu. You have got to watch this. I'm not going to say any spoilers.
As she
I
pauses
jump on it.
for the kid.
Look,
I'm gonna
like
get on.
somebody
No,
got
I'm gonna
mad
get
at
Hulu
me
back just for this.
somebody got mad at me because I was talking about the Academy Awards. We're going to talk about the Oscars in a minute. I was talking about the show coming up, doing a preview. And I mentioned who was going to be on stage during the Sinners performance for Best Song. And I mentioned, is it June Lee, who's the actress that played Grace. And
Mm-hmm.
I said, she's the woman. And I explained what she did and her role in how the movie played out.
Oh, and they said spoiler.
Somebody was like, I'm like, y'all haven't
You
seen
haven't seen Sinners yet? Yeah, no.
so
You
you
should have
can't.
been done seen Sinners. Mm-hmm.
But I mean, but that conversation about what she did and why Ryan Coogler did that, like it's been everywhere, all
It's
over
been
the
everywhere.
internet. And there
Yeah,
have
it's
been
kind of
certain
hard.
elements of the movie that people have talked about. Oh my God, people are saying, please don't.
No,
Jesus
but
Christ. My thing is, if you're on track to watch it, then
mm-hmm.
okay. I
Right.
respect that. But for you people that are just floating out here, ain't watching nothing, don't plan on don't watch nothing, have no plan of expanding what you're on. You're watching the Golden Girls every night, and that's it. You turn your TV off.
Don't spoil that either. Shit.
Listen, not to worry. I didn't watch that. Not to
I'm gonna
worry.
watch Paradise. I'm gonna get it back. I actually got Hulu initially, and I did the thing where I signed up for it, and I was like, I'm gonna sign up for the free trial and then cancel it because I was just gonna watch the first season of The Handmaid's Tale, and then The Handmaid's Tale just got so good that I ended up signing up for it. And then I got rid of it because of Jimmy Kimmel. I'll get it back. I'm gonna go ahead and get it back just for
Wanna get
Paradise.
it
I'll
back,
do it.
girl. Listen,
People
we doing
suggested I
enough.
use your password. Y'all, you don't understand. They don't let you do that no more. Because we used to do the family where each person in the family had different ones.
Oh,
These apps have shut that down, honey. They make it very hard. They
yeah,
geolocate where you are. And if you're not where you live, they will make it very hard for you to let anybody use your password. They just don't.
girl,
Mm-mm.
they do not.
They
It
want
is,
their money. They want their little 14. And Hulu's not cheap. Hulu's like $64 a month or some crap.
it's worth it though. I mean, you get Only Murders in the Building. It's so much good stuff in there. So
Yeah.
much good stuff. So, but Paradise, y'all, Sterling K. Brown is doing a great job with this film. The first episode of this season, oh, y'all have to watch it. Y'all have to watch this show. It is, I mean, it's not just starring, the first on the call sheet is a Black man, right? We got to support that. But it is so well done. So that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Get Hulu
Sounds
back.
good.
Get
All right.
Hulu back.
I
Stay
get
away
it
from
back.
All right. So let's get into Ish You Need to Know.
Yes.
And let's talk about this Target boycott. But you know what? Before we get into that, I just want to ask because I read somewhere that it's on the Senate floor the Save America. Like, what's the latest with that? We've talked about it, so we don't have to go into detail, but it will limit the number of people who can vote unless you have
Mm-hmm.
proof of citizenship in a
Mm-hmm.
nutshell, or if you've
Mm-hmm.
changed your name, if you got married and it doesn't match your birth certificate, you're going to have problems voting.
Right.
But it's on it's in the Senate now, so we don't know. You have to hurry up and
It doesn't have the votes to pass. As of 58 minutes ago, Democrats were still saying they're going to give it the death it deserves. Democrats have refused to budge, and in order to pass, it needs 60 votes. Now, Mike Lee and some other Republicans want to do a talking filibuster to try to force the bill through. And basically, what that would mean is they want to bring back, back in the day, remember Democrats used to say they want to bring back the old talking filibuster. It used to be that you have to hold the floor if you want to filibuster a bill, and you have to physically be there and talk, which is what anti integration Southern Democrats used to do. And they would just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and try to kill bills that way. And that went away because in the modern era, the modern Senates allowed you to just phone in a filibuster. And as long as you didn't get 60 votes to break your filibuster, you could just filibuster by phone. The Republicans are now the ones saying they want to bring back the talking filibuster and try to force Democrats to, hold the floor as long as possible. And then if they even go to the bathroom, they can then get the vote through 50 votes. So it does not have the votes as of right now.
good.
And it
Yeah.
shouldn't, because it's a terrible piece of legislation. And one of the things that's really underdone about it that people aren't talking enough about, it will require every state to send their voter rolls to the Department of Homeland Security, which
Mm.
up till a minute ago was run by Kristi Noem and her boyfriend,
Yeah.
alleged boyfriend. And it's
Yeah.
now run by that fool from Oklahoma, Mark Wayne Mullen. So you're going to send Mark Wayne Mullen all your voter rolls from every state? No,
I can't. I
it's
can't.
voter
All right.
suppression.
So pay attention to that, you guys.
We will.
So people are saying you did a great segment on your show last night about the Target fast slash boycott slash drama. And so we're going to talk about it here because more unfolded after our last show last Tuesday, because the news conference was last Monday. And then
Yes.
all the confusion just started after that. So
Mm.
do you want to talk a little bit about what's new or what you discovered for those who didn't watch your show last night?
Yeah, just very quickly, bottom line, there are 3, as we've kind of said, I think we said it on our last Read This,
We
Read That
did.
live. There are 3 boycotts. One of them is finished, which is the Target fast, which was the Jamal Bryant led pastors having their churches boycott Target and shop elsewhere. That's over. But what they call the National Target boycott, which is based in Minneapolis, is still going, never stopped. And then the more organic Target boycott, which is no longer being led by either Jamal Bryant, Nina um, Turner, or Tamika Mallory. They're not leading it, but they personally are never going to shop in Target again. They said they won't going back. They're not leading it, but the organic from the ground up, just sisters ain't going in there. That is more than going on. And I think that's the one that actually has traction. The Minneapolis one has really great. I think their demands are really coherent and smart, but I don't think the leadership there is the most productive leadership, because the other 2, it's 3 people, but Nikema Levy Armstrong, who's the spokesperson, the other 2 are silent. You never hear from them. And all she's doing is going on all these shows and bashing Nina Turner and Tamika Mallory and Jamal Bryant, which at this point is just not productive. And I
Yeah.
think the fighting back and forth is not productive. There's somebody in the comments that they weren't excited that I had Nina Nina and Tamika on, but I was trying to get Jamal on too. I wanted to give everybody, and then on the other side, I had Georgia Ford on to explain this situation in Minneapolis and the national boycott. So I tried to sort of represent everyone last night, but I think there's too much infighting and complaining about each other. At this point, brothers and sisters ain't going back in Target, y'all. At least the woke ones. And that's what's happening. There is no more organized, boycott that you should, unless you want to be led by the one in Minneapolis. But that sister is just angry and yelling at everyone and name calling. And I don't think that's a leaderly behavior and posture. So I don't think people will march behind her. She may want that, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, wasn't she the same one that was involved in the church protest in Minneapolis, the one that they arrested Don Lemon tied to that. Is
And
that the
Georgia.
same? Yeah.
The very one and same. Nakima Levy Armstrong, who has been an activist who started at least becoming prominent in Minneapolis around the George Floyd situation, but also Jamar Clark, Philando Castile. She was apparently instrumental in getting Derek Chauvin arrested. She was one of the George Floyd activists on the ground. We didn't know about her nationally, but she on the ground was one of the leaders of that. Then there's the guy who's the co-founder of CARE, which is the National Islamic Civil Rights Organization. He's the Minneapolis head of that. And then there is the person who's the head, the woman who's the head of Minneapolis Black Lives Matter. The three of them have something, including a website called National Target Boycott.org, right? So they have a thing. They have demands I think are smart, that are rooted in the harm to the Minneapolis community. They're ruled in stopping surveillance and stopping Target from playing a role in allowing ICE to operate in their stuff. They have good demands, but she's the only one who talks. And whenever she talks, it's to attack the national people who got more attention than her, that she's very angry about. And I get it, but it's like, you can't decide who people pay attention to. And if you weren't getting the attention, that's not the fault of the national people who got attention. I'm sorry. And their attention fueled the boycott. You should be thankful for it and ride on it and use it to expand your work. But that's not what she wants to do. So
Yeah.
my name is Bennett. I'm not in it. I just know my ass ain't shopping in Target no more. And most people who are woke Black folk are not shopping in Target anymore. But I think this is at this point a leaderless, ongoing boycott. And yes, she is the one who wasn't involved in, who led the protest in Christchurch, which is the home of white Christian nationalism in Minneapolis. That was her that did that. And that is the protest that got Don Lemon and Georgia Fort and 37 other people arrested. And they're now all, including her, charged with felonies.
Yeah. She is a big time on the ground in Minneapolis community activist and has done some powerful work over time. I wish that everybody who is considered a leader or organizer in the various Target boycotts, fast, and things like that could just behind the scenes come together and not be so public with their issues with each other. But that's just my feeling. I don't know all the reasons why she's so angry about what's going on, because I hear Jamal say her name a lot.
He tries to
a lot. I've heard, and so did Tamika. I can't remember if Nina did or not,
she did.
But that, it's not. I don't know all what happened to her and why she's angry, but she feels that
she's very angry,
been wronged, and she's very vocal about that. If anybody saw the interview she did with Roland Martin, you could see that. But I will say this, because Jamal Bryant is a friend of Read This, Read That. He has been on this show. We love him. He mishandled this. And he apologized for it. He said
he did. He admitted.
He said that I texted him about it. He texted back that it was poorly executed. He said that about what happened last Monday. Because to me, why on God's good earth would they say that the Target fast is over when most people saw it as one? Nobody knew. I didn't even know the Minneapolis thing existed until the news conference where he was saying the Target fast was over. And like I said, I respect Jamal for coming to the table along with, joining Nakima and Tamika, because not Nakima, I'm sorry, Nina and Tamika for this. And really, because most people associated his leadership with the Target fast. Even though Nina and Tamika were very involved, a lot of people were like, this is what, because he got those pastors together and started the Target fast, put the website together. They had a whole movement. It was supposed to be for 40 days, right? That he said that was in support of what the ladies were doing. He admitted that. He ended up going longer, but he ended up, whether it was the intention or not, being the face of the Target boycott, because when news was made, when they were meeting with the CEO, when things were happening, he was the one that was prominently out there. No shade to him, but why they could not come together and meet and say, this is the plan. We're going to announce that the Target fast is over, but we're going to say that the Target boycott continues. They could have said that in the same breath. at that news conference. And I respect and applaud Jamal for the next day or a couple of days after for apologizing for how it was handled, because he said, charge it to his head, not his heart. He didn't realize that so many people were thinking Target Fast is different from Target Boycott. And he apologized for that. I appreciate that. I'm just not clear. And I would love to hear from Target on this. Like, where's the announcement from Target?
That's what I agree.
But where is, because they're saying that these things here are the 4 demands that we had, right? 3 of the 2 or 2 of the 4 or 3 of the 4. I'm not clear based on the messaging that's out there what actually has been done and what's accomplished. I don't know. I know Nina was saying there has been no apology, that they refused at the most recent meeting to apologize. I too am done with Target. Like, when the news broke, I myself thought the Target boycott is over. This is crazy. Am I going back to Target? But based on the information that came out, I don't feel like it was even time for the Target fast to end.
Agreed.
I'm not clear on, and I asked Jamal about this, and he said, because we were only planning to do it for 40 days, it ended. That's that. I feel like it ended too soon, but that's me saying that, not knowing all the work behind the scenes that was a part of the Target fast. But I felt like it was premature and it was mishandled. He said that, but that's where I stand with it. Even that's separate from Nikema and all that stuff. I feel like the whole thing on last Monday was a mess.
I think that what we've learned in all of this, and I think it's important that we learn a lesson, is that individualism cannot create movements. You had all of these individuals doing individual things, I think all with their hearts in the right place, but they never coordinated even amongst their own internal group. I don't know how coordinated Nikema is with the other 2 Minneapolis people. I don't know. But she certainly did not want to coordinate with the national people. Jamal Bryant, as the most famous person among the whole group, was who the media gravitated to and was the only one Target wanted to talk to. Because he's famous, they feel like he has the biggest pulpit, so that's who we want to deal with. He became the sort of Dr. King in the situation. Nina Turner, who is by and large known more as a labor organizer or an organizer in that labor realm, in the Bernie Sanders labor-based multiracial labor coalition, she is the person who first said, let's do a national boycott. Absolutely. But she was overwhelmed, I think, in the media space by the fact that they just know who Jamal Bryant is. And then Tamika Mallory, who is a trained organizer, who this is her work, was doing this while she was literally marketing her book, her memoir, her very personal, something that was very personal to her was what she was mainly focused on, but she agreed to jump in and help. So she's catching strays for just trying to help Nina. So I think all that the reason for all this is all, at least on the national side, these people are all friendly with each other, but they weren't really necessarily coordinating on strategy. And then on the Minneapolis side, I will give, I actually know this to be a fact that Tamika Mallory did try to reach out to the Minneapolis people, but they were like, it's a hard no. They didn't want to talk to her. At least the one main person didn't want to talk to her. So this has been a mess from the beginning. And what really hurts my heart is the only winner is Target. Target has had to publicly say nothing. They've had to, in my mind, publicly concede anything. They've done absolutely nothing to earn our trust back. And yet people are now saying, well, I guess it's over. We're going back in Target. That hurts my heart because they are a bad actor. They are harmful to our community. They are not for us. They've shown no interest in doing anything other than giving grants to major Black organizations who they can sort of buy off so that they can feel like they're doing something for the Blacks, and they probably rolling their eyes while writing the checks. And we're giving them credit for what? Doing HBCU programs that are going to train people to sell shit in Target. That helps them. That is like when Woolworth let us eat there. That didn't help us. Woolworth food was nasty. It helped them because they were all of a sudden making money from Blacks who could have ate at a Black restaurant. But all of a sudden, Woolworth wins by saying, okay, fine, we'll integrate. Come and eat our nasty ass food. We're letting these corporations beat us at our own damn civil rights game. It pisses me off because we just can't work together. By the way, let's talk about all the people who were still shopping in Target during the whole boycott. Let's talk about them as well. and the
Yeah.
black businesses who were still signing contracts with Target during the boycott. So people weren't even all down with the boycott. So I can actually see why Nina and Tamika were exhausted because they're like, people are fighting you, me on a boycott. They're not even actually supporting. So I kind of see the whole, I see everybody's side. And Jamal Bryant, he took the fame piece of it and ran with it and ran way out ahead of the group. You
Yeah.
can never run out ahead of the group. We talk about relay race all the time. If you are literally running your first leg and you outrun your second leg and you sprint the hell away from them and they can't even get the damn baton in your hand, y'all gonna lose the race no matter how fast you are.
Yeah.
You have to
That's why
lay
I don't
back and
understand.
let them
But
give
that's
you
what
that
I mean.
handoff.
They're all in touch with each other. I just don't understand how and Nina and Tamika were at the the press conference, right? They were
Yeah.
there.
I
And
don't
so
know what happened. I don't get it.
I'm not sure what happened. Like, I need to know behind the scenes of why this had to happen now and what was the conversation before they went in front of that microphone. I will say, though, of all the people that were involved, wherever they were, because there's even one in Washington, D.C., that says that they're going to continue, wherever people were in the world organizing, that were part of organizing this, they did make a difference. I know you're saying that Target is the winner, and I agree with you, but they did. I mean, the CEO had to step down. They lost
Absolutely. They were losing.
revenue.
By the way,
Like,
they won in
it
the
was,
end, but they were losing.
but it was impactful, right? It was
Hmm.
impactful. So I do want to give credit where credit is due for all
Absolutely.
who were involved in organizing that, because they made us wake up to what's going on with this company and how they treat us. And
Yes.
and also, Target didn't even have to do this, right?
That's
They
right.
just wanted to maintain a relationship with Donald Trump, who was calling for people
Boom.
to drop DEI, but he
Boom.
was asking a lot of companies to do that, including Costco, and Costco said no.
Boom.
There was
That's
no
right.
legal reason that Target even had to do this. They
That's right.
chose to do it.
That's right.
They
That's right.
chose to do it. And
Costco
that
didn't do it.
right, Costco and same, didn't, and Target didn't have to do it. They
That's
chose
right.
to do it. And that's one of the main
Hyatt
reasons
didn't do it.
I'm
That's
not
right.
going.
And so I think to me, and I shouldn't say that the Target won the boycott. They didn't. They were losing right up to the end. This was like a football game where your favorite team was winning all the way to the end, and then the other team that was getting mopped for 3 entire quarters threw a Hail Mary and went end to end and scored the winning touchdown at the bitter end. And so, but I think what we did learn is that we have incredible power to bring a corporation to its knees, because in the most, whatever the messy way it was done, Target got their stock price plummeted. Their CEO, as you said, had to step down. They were losing right up until the very, very, very end. And I promise you, they may not be Denny's today, but they will wind up being Denny's in the end. Black folks are never going to have the same relationship. They will never be Target again. That they can't get those cool points back. You are who you are. We know who you are. It's like how we feel about Justin Timberlake. We're not saying the music we used to listen to wasn't cute, but Justin, don't come around us when the party, when the barbecue happened, when the cookout's happening, son. You can't come on back after what you did to Janet. Mm-mm,
You should have never been
mm-mm.
invited. Listen, I love Justin Timberlake and his music back in the day. After the
Back
Janet
in the
thing,
day.
we went our separate ways. But
Mm-hmm.
I say it all the time. We can be cool with white people, but they do not need an invitation to the barbecue. It is for us only. They can't come to everything, because when they do, they get comfortable and then they end up running around saying N words in Paris, feeling comfortable. They get too comfortable. We're gonna talk about Jack Harlow in just a minute. But my God, but this is
Lord.
what happens. We are too kind and too welcoming to letting people in. That's what happened on the movie Sinners. Ha! Got a spoiler. Letting people in, and you know what I mean. And then so stop letting them in. But anyway, my hats off to them for what they did accomplish, because it was great, and that's worthy of
Yes.
giving all credit
Amen.
for that. But it
Yes.
ended too soon, and we're not going back. Like, I'm not going
No,
back.
I'm
So,
not. I don't need Target no more. We can move on. And also, there are alternatives. There's a great site called Blap, app called Blap. where you can buy black. There's all sorts of, you can buy people's stuff online.
Yeah.
If they were listed in Target, a lot of the products you love, they used to buy in Target, you can just buy it directly from the person online. There's no reason to go back in there. I personally have no interest in ever going back in there at
But
all.
you
It's
bring
like
a
I'm
really
there.
good
No,
point. And there was
they're
a there was
Denny's to
a
me.
there was a black creator, a businesswoman online that talked about, how black businesses that were doing work with Target were really not even considered enough before this all
Bless you.
started.
Hmm.
And they said, even and now to just say, okay, we're going back to Target,
Yeah.
or this is
After they
over.
sacrificed.
And they all suffered, most
That's
of
right.
them, greatly due to how they were just, how this was all handled. And
Yeah.
one woman was saying she wishes that it could have been handled differently. And now to be like, okay, we're done, is like a slap in their faces
Totally. Oh,
to me.
come on back to Essence Fest Target. Mm-mm. And I'm telling you, now that no, by the way, I will just let's note their contract with Essence Fest, the last Essence Fest was actually the last year of the contract. Let's see if Essence resigns with them. Because if they do, it's a
Girl,
problem. It's a problem. And you
I
all
want
should
y'all
react
to look at
accordingly.
some of your favorite organizations like Essence Fest and see what businesses, what black led businesses have been and continue to work with Target. Oh,
Just
excuse me.
saying.
And let your conscience be your guide.
Let your conscience be your guide.
That's all I got to
I'm
say
done
about
with them.
that.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Target.
same. I won't be
No
going
mas.
back. I used to
Mm-mm.
love Target, man. I
Me
love.
too. Listen.
Oh,
We bought all
it
our
wouldn't
school
hurt.
clothes, our kids' school clothes in there. They had a super Target in our neighborhood when we were living in Florida. You could get everything from groceries to cute clothes. Remember when Michelle Obama wore that dress from Target? We all ran in there trying to get that dress. They had the Massimo
Girl.
clothes and all that stuff. Listen, we loved her toy. We would go there Christmas shopping. The kids would just run into the toy shop to find out. It had everything. So Target, we loved it when we loved it. They had great houseware, some of the best housewares ever. But you know what? It's a no for me. It's like a so good handsome husband. You find out he was a cheater and a beater, and you're like, I mean, he was cute. But he was a cheater and a beater. I'm out.
We're done. We're done. Okay, so let's move on. Let's talk about the Oscars. They were just this Sunday. Um, the movie Sinners was going head to head in 11 categories with One Battle After Another. One Battle After Another really came out ahead with 6 wins, but Sinners had 4 significant wins, including Best Actor for Michael B. Jordan. A lot of folks were so happy in that moment because we didn't know who that was going to go to. It wasn't a sure thing. A lot of times you go into the Oscars and you're like, I know this person is going to win. Like I felt Delroy Lindo was going to win Best
He was
Supporting Actor.
robbed.
He
He was
lost to
robbed.
Sean Penn.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Who wasn't even
yeah,
there?
well, Sean Penn has a complicated relationship with the Academy Awards, and he has been nominated several times and has not shown up
He
several
don't go.
times when
Mm-hmm.
being nominated. He doesn't go. But people were thinking he might go to this one, but that's like nothing new. But that's because he's so tied to what's going on in the world and politics. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, he doesn't really have a lot of respect for the Academy Award, but that's that.
And
But
by
it
the
was
way,
a great
Sinners
show.
now I think they've either tied or now has the record for the most losses given the number of nominations they had. They had a record 16 nominations and lost 8 of the 16, which a lot
Yeah.
of people are feeling some kind of way about, self-included. And,
Well,
it
One
was,
Battle
yeah.
After Another won the best movie, and it was up against Sinners and a whole bunch of other movies. But I was just laser focused on Sinners and One Battle After Another.
Yeah.
Ryan Coogler, who directed Sinners, lost the best director to the
To Paul
director of
Thomas Anderson.
Boys.
Hmm.
Yes, who is what's her name's husband from Saturday Night Live?
Oh, is he Maya
My
Rudolph's husband?
Maya
Oh, I
Rudolph's
didn't
husband.
realize that.
They've been
Oh.
married forever, like
Okay, well,
forever.
that explains that because she was clapping her ass off. I was like, what are you
Yeah,
clapping so
that's her
hard for?
husband. They've
Gotcha.
been married forever. And he's a great director. And
Yes.
he was asked about the criticism that he's received about the movie One Battle After Another and its portrayal of certain Black women, because not all Black women were portrayed negatively in this
But
movie,
2 out of
right?
the 3 were.
No, there was more than 3 women, right? There
Well,
were
there were
more.
3 prominent
Remember the
women in the film.
nuns, remember Regina Hall, remember the young sister that played Tiana Taylor's
Oh,
character's
that's true.
daughter.
Yeah.
No,
There were a few other women. That's true. But there were like mainly like 3 or 4 women,
people,
and
girl, people hyper focused on Tiana Taylor's
she was the
role.
main female character
Wasn't the
in
main.
Black
She,
Woman. She was the
she
main
was
Black woman in the first half
She
hour of the
had, well,
film.
the daughter was the one of the main, was to be seen as the focus character. That's why Tiana was nominated for Best Supporting Actress, not Best Actress, because of her time on screen, right, and the nature of her role. She
But she
was
was
not
also she was the character you saw in the first almost hour of the film, first half hour of the
yes,
film. You were
because
mainly
she
seeing her.
established this, because she was, her character was there to establish the whole plot of the movie. That's why she was there. Because, oh, see, this is when we get into spoilers. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
we're not going to do
All we're
spoilers,
going
but
to be able to
we'll
say
just
about
say
this movie for those of you who will never see it.
she was a very sexualized character, and there's a lot of criticism of a white director, writer director. And by the way, this is the reason it was such a horse race. They each won best screenplay. Best adapted screenplay was one battle after another. Best original screenplay was Sinners. So they each won a best screenplay, and that usually is the setup for director. So the next one came, the head to head on director. Thomas Anderson won that one, beat out Ryan Coogler there. So they each won one of the big ones, but then when you really saw it cascading is when one battle got best editor, best casting, which was a brand new category. It started to fall in that you're like, they're getting the significant ones, they're getting the big ones. And then when you had Delroy Lindo lose to Sean Penn in that best supporting, you're like, yeah, this, we see where this, you kind of saw where it was going. And then the one that really did surprise me, but I really guess I shouldn't have been surprised, was when Sinners lost best song to what is the name of the movie? It's
The K-pop Demon Hunter.
K-pop Demon Hunters. So then that was like weird, right? So Sinners was losing ones where you thought that it was kind of a shoe-in for a little bit, but we never thought that director and best picture were a shoe-in. I think some of us were sort of unsurprised, given if you know anything about Hollywood, you know that one battle after another was made for those mainly older white voters. They love the idea of a like kind of like porny
Ah, don't get spoilers. Don't
anti-establishment.
get spoilers.
No, I'm just this is very general. It's sort
I'm
of a
just kidding. I'm
porny
kidding.
anti-establishment fight against like white Christian nationalist America vibe. That's the vibe of it. I'm not giving you any plot spoilers. That kind of a film is kind of perfect for that older white voter who thinks of themselves as still a 1970s punk rock fan, but they're like 80. You know what I mean? They're never gonna understand Sinners, and they're gonna think, oh, that's a black movie. They're never gonna get it. I just think that's the fact.
There's a some chatter on social media where people are talking about Tiana Taylor's behavior at the Oscars when she went up on stage for the Best Picture win, and how she kind of put the director in a playful little chokehold, and she was just really animated and had a lot of energy. She was excited for the win. But there are a lot
Mhm.
of black women, right, who are on social media criticizing her, saying she's doing too much. I bring that up to say, you know, every, sometimes people are just happy. Sometimes people just like, I feel like, this is my opinion, right? I feel like we have to not make everything out to be something more than just, what it is. I think Tiana was excited that night. To say she was doing too
Yeah, her
much,
film one.
I can't. But I feel like if we want to have more space in Hollywood in these movies, then we have to be able to play villains as well as heroines, right? We have to play the good with the bad. I don't feel like Tiana, I get what people are upset about. Um, I do, but I just don't agree that it was written nefariously. I don't believe that. I feel like maybe more thought could have been given to it, but I don't feel like it was written to harm, to stereotype, to do like intentionally, even unintentionally. Like I don't think that. I know it's an unpopular opinion, but that's just my, which I'm
Oh, I
entitled
don't think
to.
it was written to harm black women, but I think it is one of those things that I could see a sort of college frat boy white man's kind of fantasy of black strong womanhood. It felt to me like kind of a fantasy portrayal from and Black women have always been sexualized in a very particular way, and I think there's a sexualization of the sort of Black power female. And
Yeah.
I felt like she was written that way. And the other one, whose name I won't say because I don't want to get demonetized on this channel,
Yeah.
that other
Which is
character who was the
her,
bank
like that's
robber.
her name, right?
I know it's
That's
her
her
name,
story.
but
Right.
no, it is. But I'm just saying that these things were written to me. I don't think a Black writer would have written it that way. I think this is a very particular sexualized image of Black women. And then they had the innocentized image with the daughter. But I think you could tell it was written by a dude. It was written by a man. You could see it was written by a white dude. And I think there was a fantasy sexualized thing. And now you tell me he's married to a Black woman. He's married to it all kind of tracks for me, right? And so I
Yeah.
get why it won. I kind of can sort of see that this is a Hollywood sort of fantasy portrayal. And yes, we need variety. And look, I don't think we should be policing how people act when they're at an award show. Let the lady live. You know what I mean? The last thing I will say is I do like Jan Wigg's comment. You can have Black people, but it can't be about Black people. That I think, as a rule, in terms of Hollywood, is accurate. I still think of one of Beasts of No Nation, a film that was one of the best films I've ever seen. They got no love from the Oscars because it was a film that was literally just about Black people in a war
Right.
situation that had no Americans, had no like white savior character. It had no like European that was like swooping in to stop Idi Amin, like the movie about Idi Amin. You know what I mean? It's like, if you don't have that aspect in it and there's like a savior character, it's hard for, I think, a lot of people, and it's just cultural. I think they just can't relate. And so the people who are voting have to be able to relate to the film. And I think for a lot of the voters, who again are mainly male, older, white Hollywood dudes, I think that thing felt fantasy to them, and that's why it won.
Yeah. Well, I
Sinners was
mean,
brilliant, though, but it is
that,
what it is.
I mean, I don't agree with that, but I get the point. But I mean, saying that because it's a white director, not you, but that it makes sense that he would write that. I mean, you think back to the music industry and all of these Black entertainers and the videos that were made, and how Black women were over sexualized, heavily exploited. That all came from
Fair.
Black men, right?
But
Or
who
Black
were
women
working
in
for
leadership who were working
white-owned
for,
radio record companies,
but they
music
still
companies
made
who
those,
wanted
they
hypersexual
still made those decisions.
images.
Not all of the radio and the music companies were white owned. Hello, LaFace, right? They weren't all white owned. Some of them were Black owned, right?
But
So
LaFace was making more full music. I don't know what LaFace was doing, but I
they
hear what
were,
you're saying. And I
but
think
I'm
both
just
films were good,
saying,
by the
you
way.
can't just
Both.
say because
Mhm.
someone is white that that's the way that they think
No, I don't
automatically, that
know.
it
I
makes
don't know
sense.
this man. I don't know how he thinks, but I'm saying it
Yeah,
tracks for me when I see the characterization. I went to some college with some people. Like there's it felt like a fantasy that it
yeah,
was a fantasy from a particular point of view, and that's how it played out for me. Excellent film. Just a great film. Sinners,
it
a
was a
brilliant
great.
film. I thought Frankenstein was a fantastic film. It was one of the most
I
enjoyable
haven't
films
seen
I've
that
seen in a long
yet.
time. I think you can enjoy all the films and feel a certain way when the Black people, we're there to root for all the Black people, and you get sad when they don't win. But I see how it went, that this was the film of the year, because I think for a certain way that Hollywood, just the vibe of Hollywood it's what they are into. And I think Sinners is something that would have gone over their head, just like Color Purple went over their head, even though that was directed by a white man, Steven Spielberg. But Color Purple,
Well,
it
remember how the NAACP heavily boycotted
yeah.
and protested against the color purple. You know what I mean? Because of
Oh yeah,
how
they
it
didn't like it because they
was
said the
Black men.
portrayal of
So they are
that's what they
heavily
saw.
responsible for the failure of the Black people, for the failure of color purple.
But
And
they said because they didn't like that Black men were portrayed. But that's how it's written, so yeah.
but they had a whole campaign, Black people against the color purple. So you can't just be like Hollywood is all bad. Like, listen, I'm all for Oscars so white because I
They're
don't think
net bad.
that enough. If you remember a couple of years ago, American Fiction won, right? And that was a
Brilliant film.
brilliantly done film, which I mean, you know what I'm saying? The director won. So that was much celebrated for what it was. There were no stereotypes and all that, yeah, all that kind of stuff.
There
It
was
was
some
just,
stereotypes.
well,
I mean,
that
not
was,
stereotypes, but yeah.
yeah, that was part of the fiction, though. That was part of what he was writing, right? Because he was trying to make a point about this is
Right.
what white people
That's what
want to
they
see in
want. Yeah.
office.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah.
it wasn't written stereotypically at all.
Right. It was a
But
brilliant film. Fantastic.
it's a brilliant film. So with your good friend Erica Alexander, friend to the
Who was
show,
robbed and should have gotten an award.
absolutely. But you know what I'm saying? You gotta,
But
so
I'm just telling you, like my sister is an actress. She works out there, and you
cute.
are up against, yes, Miss June Carroll. Please go see everything she's in. And I
Yes,
feel like if you're a black actress or writer or director, and I know a couple that are writers as well, they live in a world in which the white male gaze is what rules the day. And these people claim to be liberal white males, but in many cases they're just white dudes and they can't relate. I mean, I know one black writer who I will not name who's writing right now on a film that is a black project where the white showrunners are criticizing the way black writers are writing the black characters because they hear in their head the way they think black people are supposed to sound. And if you as a black writer don't deliver that, right, it's like Saturday Night Live having no black writers and delivering words for the black talent to say because that's how they hear blackness. And so
right.
I think that Hollywood is so white and it is so white
True.
male, and the white males are so disproportionate to the percentage that they are in actual Los Angeles that their gaze and their vision of everybody, indigenous people are like this, Mexicans are like this, Latino, and they want to hear it the way it feels right to them. And if it does, and if it's their fantasy, it needs to be their fantasy. If it's their stereotype, it needs to be that. And if they don't hear it, they recoil against it. Which is why I think Hollywood was so excited when Trump passed his anti-DEI, because now they can let their free flag fly. They don't have to worry about no Negroes in the writing room. They can just have an all-white writing room and live their fantasies. And that's my challenge: is that they claim to be liberal, but this is why a lot of people say liberals are worse in some ways because they claim to be an ally, but they also have very stereotypical views of us, of all people who aren't white. And these are white, not just white, but white dudes who are running that show, and they're gonna get what they get what they want, and we're gonna get the whatever's left. And that's just, it's frustrating, but that's real. And we need to make our own Hollywood, I guess. I don't
Well,
know.
it that speaks into what folks like Amanda Seales is out there saying, who is like, why are we going to these award shows? Why even go? She was criticizing Ryan Coogler for going to a lot of the award shows, saying, why are we even participating? We should have our own. We know the culture, right? The we know the whiteness that we've Oscar's so white. How long ago was that, right? And we're still dealing with the same thing. I mean, Michael B. Jordan was only the sixth black actor
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
best male.
And
Like
Denzel didn't win until he played like a whole like criminal. You know what I mean? I mean, they passed over. Denzel's one of the finest actors,
time and
fine,
time
but also one
again.
of the best, finest physically, but also one of the best actors ever that's ever acted. So is
But
Delroy
back,
Lindo.
but what I want to finish saying is that, either we have to make a decision because all the points that you bring up are valid, right? So why are we going?
It's a great point.
And why are we going? And folks
It's a
like,
great point.
and people want to give Amanda Seales a hard time. But it's like when it comes to things like this, she's absolutely right. Like, either
But
if we're gonna be this mad about how we're written, whether we're nominated, if we're respected in these spaces, then why are we even going? Listen, I love the Oscars. I love watching the red carpet, and I have a dog named Oscar but then that was before Oscar's so white and all the things,
yeah.
and really just having to reconcile with what is really going on in Hollywood, right? But I love the Oscars. I
I
always
know,
have.
and I say
I'm
why
disappointed.
shouldn't we
It's a
go?
love-hate
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah. But I don't agree with Amanda on don't go, because the reality is if you are in Hollywood and you're making films, shit, why not go? That's your space too. These spaces are not don't belong to them. Even though they claim them and they rule them and run them, we have to make sure that we take up whatever space we feel like it. It's like people saying, why would I have blonde hair? Because I can. And who gonna check me, boo? And if
Yeah.
I want to go to the Oscars and I want to go to the Grammys and I want to do that and go to the NAACP Image Awards, I'm gonna do it because I can. Because we free people and it's 2026. And if we want to go to the Oscars, why not? And the reality is what we need to do is infiltrate the higher echelons of these spaces so that the spaces are actually equitable. That's why I'm a big DEI girl. We have to make the spaces equitable because it can't just be their lens. We can't just always look through their lens. At a certain point, we need to join the lens game, and we need to have it look through our lens too. And they
But
need to, yeah.
we've been
I
trying to
know.
do that for years, right? It's, and then what happens on Sunday is a movie where a lot of people feel that it was just exploiting Black women and a white people's, white racist fantasy played out, right? And but here we are. So there is some credit to go to people who say don't go, and we need to have our own thing. But I mean, I agree with you. Take up the space, go where you got to go, but know that you're you got to play a game in order to even exist in those spaces. I mean, because you look at a lot of the Black actors that went, how many of them, and no shade to them, but how many of them are speaking up about what's going on in the world?
Mm-hmm.
Right? How many
Well,
of them are speaking up about Palestine and what's going on in this country? Right? How many of them have been talking about ICE and things like that? I think that they can't. And again,
some did. I'll give, yeah, Javier
some
Bardem, big ups to
did, but
him.
a lot of them did not.
And a lot of them actually don't know enough about it. And I kind of almost appreciate if you don't really know, just don't say nothing. Because if you don't know, that's like
Girl,
when LeBron tried to speak up about Israel. It's like, baby, that's not your lane. You don't know nothing about that.
no,
Leave
but
it
you should know.
alone. Leave it alone.
I think if you are going to be in front of a microphone for a living, then you need to know what is
They
going on.
hire. Most people do.
They vote just like we
Some of
do.
them do.
There
They
are
don't all vote.
stories, there are
They don't all
headlines.
vote.
No, I don't give them a pass on that.
They don't all vote.
They should know what's going on.
A lot of people don't go. You will be surprised. A lot of people have
I'm
no
not
clue. They are
surprised,
clueless. They are
but they should
clueless.
be. I don't give them a pass. But I also want to shout out the wonderful moment when the song "I Lied to You" from
Oh,
Sinners
so
was on,
good.
and it was just this great collection of legendary blues performers, some newer blues performers, some of the actors from the film, a lot of dancers, including Misty Copeland, who
Brilliant.
retired in October but came back to be a part of this, came back to the world stage to
With
be a part
her
of
titanium
this.
hip.
I know too. Like she had two hip
Too.
replacements. But she, if you go to her social media, she shows some of the rehab that she's been going through, like over the stage of the surgery to where she is now. And boy,
Amazing.
it was a wonderful journey.
Gorgeous.
But she looks beautiful as ever. I
Yeah.
love
that performance was. That might have been the best performance I've
and
ever
your
seen.
boy Shabuzi was there too.
Shabuzi was there. I was like, this was amazing. It was so good. It was like, I've never seen anything like that at an Oscars. Just the staging of it, the space it took. It was on the floor. It was on the stage. It was amazing. It was so good. So good. So good.
And they had the drum major, the first woman drum major from FAMU was on stage as well. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I love it.
Which I thought was nice. Yeah, it was really, really nice. So hopefully you all, I mean, I don't think, do you really watch the Oscars much? Because we were texting throughout the whole show and you were like, I know. Because you were mad, because you were like,
I was mad. No, look, I come from my mom. Philomena we used to watch every beauty pageant until all the Black people got voted off, and then we would turn it off and watch, something else because there was only one TV and she controlled it. So when I started to get it, I started to see where it was going. I was like, man, let me go watch Pole Dark. So then when I found out that Michael B. Jordan won, I went back because, the TV lets you rewind it. So I went and rewound to watch him and his acceptance speech. But then I bounced right back to Pole Dark, honey. I was watching my little show.
It was so good.
let me watch some Revolutionary War bullshit instead of this bullshit. I be getting mad. That's why I stopped watching. I shouldn't even support teams because if my team starts losing, I'm like, man, let me turn this shit. I'm not watching.
Did you see Tiana Taylor had a little altercation? I don't know if it was
with security.
With security, yeah. She said someone shoved her and was very rude to her. And she got an apology from the Academy because of that.
She should. This lady is in a gown. She's obviously supposed to be there. Why are we touching Tiana? Excuse me.
I don't know. All right. Let's move on. Anything else on the Oscars you want to mention?
No, I thought the Oscars were very, whatever. I watched what I watched and then I watched Pole Dark. Moving on. Oh, wait, one more thing.
What?
The Perfect Neighbor was robbed. I'm just going to say, as a documentary filmmaker myself, there's never been a documentary made like that. This was the story of AJ Owens, who was shot by her unhinged, crazy ass neighbor because she went to go. The neighbor threw the iPad at one of her kids, and the boy went and told his mom in Florida, of course. She came to be like, why are you, and she was constantly harassing these kids who are like mostly black kids, but multiracial kids in her little neighborhood, the little development. And then she shot her through the door. And that's not a highlight, that's literally a news story. So that's not a spoiler. That's literally the news story that came out in 2023. I
But I
covered that
haven't
case.
seen the documentary, Joanne.
I'm sorry.
Now
Well,
you
that's
have
the story.
ruined.
I've spoiled it for you. But the way they do it is it's all told through body cam footage. There's no narrator. They just strung together the body cam footage. It took me a while to watch it because I actually covered the case. I interviewed the grandma. The grandma had to take 3 of the kids. The 4th went with his dad. I interviewed the oldest boy. And it was so hard to interview him. He was so broken. He didn't say one word. He sat next to his grandma with his head on her shoulder. And then I kept following up with her to ask how he was doing. And she's like, he's destroyed because he blamed himself. He felt that he should have been able to save his mom. He felt it was all his. I mean, it was horrible. The whole case is so awful. This was young woman, wonderful mom, anything. So the documentary goes through all the times the crazy lady was calling the cops on these kids and how freaking nuts she was and how she tried to lie to the police. It was so good that I cannot believe it didn't win best
Yeah,
documentary. I'm really in shock. That one shocked me. The one who won was the thing about Ukraine. But again, that's the gaze of the older white, politically motivated liberal Hollywood white dude who's like, Ukraine, Slava Ukraini. You know what I mean? And I'm sure it's a great film. I'm sure it's a fantastic film, but I felt like The Perfect Neighbor should have won. So that's
yeah.
just my opinion.
Okay. So let's move on and talk about um, what do we call him? Entertainer Jack Harlow, who
Yes.
is getting a beating on social media.
Ooh.
He's facing significant backlash and criticism on social media after stating that
Hmm.
he got blacker while producing his newest album, which is R&B influence, and the name of the album is called Monica. So he made this comment during an interview with the New York Times on their podcast. And what he said was that he's hyper aware of politics today, but he said while he was working on this movie, he said that he got blacker. That is a direct quote that he said that he got blacker.
well,
So
well, to
people
be
are,
fair, he was asked a question, just to be fair to Jack. He was asked, he said, how how do you respond to the criticism that as a white artist you can jump genres in a way black artists don't get the opportunity to do, meaning you do black music and you didn't decide to do this new album as like a country album like so many artists who have done black music before have done, and then all of a sudden they flip and go rock and roll or country. You didn't do that. He was answering that question. So I'm just to be fair.
still, it's on you on
And he said
how
he
you
appreciates
answer.
black music. He said he loves black music.
But
And
I
he said,
got
I
blacker.
went deeper into it. He said, I went
I
deeper into the music I love, which is black music.
And he
That's what
said
he
I
said.
got blacker.
He was, yes, he was. They're calling him Luca Vandross. I'm dying. Yes. And look, here's a they said Jack Harlow, go away. What was so interesting is and keep in mind, these were all 3 white people talking to each other. There was no black person in the room, unless some crew people were black. So these are 2 white journalists, I think from the New York Times,
Right.
asking him about black music. So that whole setting is weird. But also, we want black white people to confront whiteness and interrogate whiteness. Like we actually want that.
Yeah.
Them. So they're doing what we want them to do, right? They're
Right.
interrogating the whiteness and blackness thing. So I give them credit for that. But I think we don't they're not, he's not conversant obviously with the way you would answer that question. Because my initial when I heard it, I was like, it's a good question. I don't have a problem with him saying he really I heard the part where he said, I really appreciate black music and that's the music I love. So I did more of that. But then I listened to it about 10 times. I listened to more of the interview and I was like, problem is I don't think he knew how to understand. I don't think he knew how to answer the question. So he said some stuff that people are killing him. The
But if you're going
comments.
to benefit from Black culture, take the time to know how to speak on it.
Yes. That
Invest it.
is
It's just like I said
yes.
about actors who feel that they, or as celebrities who feel that they don't have to speak out about what's going on in the world, what's going on in this
Yeah.
country with ICE, Palestine, all the things. To
Mm-hmm.
me, if you are an entertainer and you are going to get in front of a microphone and do interviews, and you've been heavily influenced by, or you've leaned into Black music, his work is influenced by, Black artists, then know
Mm-hmm.
enough about the culture, talk to people, school yourself before
That's
you
right.
open your mouth.
To just borrow the culture. It's like putting on a costume. You're putting on like a Black costume to do our music, but you don't know enough about Black people to know that you shouldn't say that. So it does give you a thing where his answer should have been, and I was waiting for his answer to the initial question, which was yes. As a white artist, I can dip into Black music and dip back out and then go make a country album and nobody won't say anything. Now, if he had said that, he probably would have gotten some respect for it.
But
But
he did
Justin
say
did the
that.
same thing and he didn't. Justin Timberlake did it. Justin Timberlake is out here with a curly hair trying to, at one point he had cornrows and he's doing the blackest of all music. But then when he gets tired of it, he can take off the Black costume, undo the cornrows, straighten his hair and go back to doing white and do white music. You had Kid Rock
Girl,
for a
that's the
while. When I
same
was in
thing.
college,
Pink did that as
Pink
well.
did
Remember
it.
when Pink first came with that song, There You Go, looking pitiful, just because I let you. Girl,
They all did it. They all
But
dipped
wait,
in
let me
and
let me
dipped
say
out.
this before we go on to other artists, because
Yes.
Black people and the internet is undefeated. So they came up with some names for new R&B names for Jack Harlow. So
Jacque.
we got Lint Condition, we got Neo Colonial Soul, we got Music Stole Child, we got Ninth Wonder Bread, Charlie Kirk Franklin, Most Definitely Not, Luca Vandross, Uncommon, White Thought, Honky Honky Honky, spelled Honkey, Honkihonke,
Like Tony,
LL,
Tony, Tony.
yeah, LL Cool Whip, Ghostface Vanilla.
Okay, first of all, Music Stole Child is fucking genius. Excuse my language. It's freaking genius. Music Stole. First of all, I love us because we will come up with some funny ass shit. Like, we will make anything
Girl,
hilarious. Music Stole Child. Oh my God. That
girl,
is
and then
brilliant.
they made album covers. This is straight out of it says straight out of croutons, HOA, and HOA, girl, HOA.
Hey!
And this one is
Oh
Jack Harlow's Rhythmless Nation.
no. But listen, that dude be doing Black music. When I first heard that song, I'm like, it's like when Never Gonna Give You Up came out and then you saw it was like a white guy. The
The
gentrification
gentrification.
of Florida. I can't breathe. Oh my God. Oh no.
Girl, they are killing him. That's
They're
the best
killing.
part of it all.
I know he regret doing that interview. He said, "Why didn't I just go on the Breakfast Club and keep it together? What did I do?"
Girl,
Somebody said LL Cool Whip. LL Cool Whip. LL Cool Whip. But yes, the
girl.
gentrification of Black music is right. What's her name? That used to be on The Voice. She had like a Black up. She went through a whole thing where all she did was runs and runs and runs.
Who,
What's her
Kelly?
name? Christina Aguilera. All her music was
Oh, she
runs,
wasn't
runs.
on The Voice. I mean, she wasn't on Idol.
Wasn't she on no, on The Voice? On The Voice,
Oh,
I
you
mean,
mean
where they
as a
turn the
coach?
chairs.
As a coach?
Yeah, she was a coach.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant as a contestant.
No,
Oh, yeah,
as a
she was on The
coach.
Voice. She was on The
But
Voice.
but all these are even
Dang,
what's her
yes.
name? What's her name went through a phase where she was doing music that was like that's what people were reading her. What's her name? Taylor
Yeah.
Swift. Taylor Swift for a minute kind of went into like where she had producers producing more like that, and then all of a sudden they
I
go
miss
super
that
white.
day. Because she ain't never had nothing but white flag. She never had a Black kind of, like some of these artists had a Black
Kelly
following.
Clarkson. Yeah, Kelly Clarkson is another one.
No, Kelly
But I
still
think
does.
Kelly
Kelly,
sings
she's been singing that way from the beginning and still
from
sings that way.
hmm
No, but Robin Thicke, girl.
Oh,
Robin
girl, Robin
Thicke,
Thicke went all in there.
child.
No, but what they're saying about Taylor
George
Swift is
Michael.
that she tried to sort of oh, what's her name too that did the song with I'ma be yours what something rider till the day I die. What's her name? Whose dad is a country artist.
Are you talking about Miley Cyrus?
Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus for a
She
while
definitely
was
did.
shaking
Yep.
was shaking her little flat behind, with the, like a sort of a black vibe. I mean, people they go in and out depending on the need, you know what I mean, to sort of
Yeah.
become. It's like the way people treat Tubi. Tubi will be all white in 10 years, but they're gonna build it on black audiences who love Tubi, and they're gonna build it and build it and build, and then do it like the WB did, where the WB was all these black shows, and then all of a sudden they launch a white version of Friends, and then they change the other one name to Living Single. The black one is now called Living Single. So
Somebody
it's
said
just
Kelly Clarkson was MAGA. I don't think she is. I think Gwen
I don't
Stefani
think
is
so.
MAGA. I don't
Gwen
think Kelly
Stefani
Clarkson.
did it too, but Gwen Stefani did it too, where she was like
Stefani
low
did the
key
same
rapping
thing.
for a
Yep.
minute. I probably
Mhm.
confusing her with Taylor Swift. I apologize. I
Yeah,
don't, but I think Taylor.
Taylor didn't go down that road. She has
No, I don't
always
think Taylor
been
did.
a teenage white girl
Yeah,
kind of thing.
but I
Yeah.
think she did. But I think with this black woman who did like a whole think piece on her on TikTok, what she was trying to say is that she kind of leaned into an idea of being more sexualized and they do that when they want to like get popular, and then when it comes time to be a wholesome girl they go back to being very white, is I guess what they're saying,
Yeah.
is that they
But
try to
Taylor never did that black thing. Not like Pink and all these other girls, and even Britney
yeah.
Spears a little
Britney
bit.
Spears did it. They all
Britney did.
and they
But
get this
Taylor,
black following. Britney had a
yeah,
big black following, especially black gay dudes.
yeah.
They were like, she had her little following, but it's like then when they're done with it, just like you know what it is, more Taylor boyfriend, because Taylor boyfriend dated this black girl, and then he just went all the way white. He's completely changed his look. He got the fluffy hair now. They just it's just a thing. John
Yeah.
B, but I think John B was, John B. I don't know what to say because I did like John B back in the day, and I never saw him like flip. I think he stayed that way. I
Yeah.
don't think John B ever switched out.
You know who did it? Aquafina, that Asian actress,
Yes.
talking
Hmm.
black everywhere.
Yeah.
And then,
And then all of a
then
sudden it
she
went boop,
shows up and then
went
she
away.
just drops it. The more famous she became. Was she a rap artist? Wasn't she?
She was a rapper. Yeah, she
She was
was.
a rapper.
Aquafina was
Yeah.
a rapper.
I
Hmm.
don't like that. I don't like that when people who are not black
Yeah.
take
They said
on.
John B got a black wife. Yeah, I think John B is serious about it.
That don't
There's some
mean
white people
nothing.
who
It's
get deep, deep,
listen.
deep and steeped in the culture and they don't want to leave. He went black and didn't go back. John
Having a
B is
black
still there. They
wife
said,
don't
"Are you
mean
still
nothing,
down?"
depending on who it is. Because there's some people out there with black spouses that are just pimping the black community.
Tina Marie never went back.
All
Tina
Mama
Tina
say
Marie
about
went
that.
in.
Tina
Yeah.
Marie, no,
She
ma'am.
never came
Tina
out.
Marie
She went in
absolutely
and stayed in.
stayed.
She
She
stayed
died.
in.
She died
She
like
did. She died black. She
she died
died
that
going
way.
black.
She was
She
born
never
that
went
way.
back.
She grew up that way. She wasn't putting on. And that's the thing. I always ask myself with these artists, where did they grow up? Like, because I've been around, in the South, especially, and I'm sure you have too, in white people who grew up
Yeah.
around black people. And so they
Right.
talk like us. They think a lot like us. They move like us. There are people like, I think Tina Marie was that way.
There's
But
some
I'm talking
Asians like
about
that.
people who
I
grew up around, not around black people. And then once they become an
They flip
artist,
into it.
right,
Right.
then they want to flip into it. And that
Yeah.
becomes their stick, right? That becomes
That's it.
their thing. And they
I
become
mean, I
famous
would say
for that. And then
Timberlake
they
is
flip
like that.
back. That's what I
Right.
don't like. Yeah,
Like
Justin Timberlake.
Timberlake was a Disney kid. You know what I mean? There's another actor that was the one who was in the Barbie movie who had a more sort of blackish affect
Ryan
than he did
Gosling,
in his singing, Ryan Gosling. And the two of them
he
were both
didn't.
with Britney,
No,
but he didn't do it like Justin went from being the cute little, they're all like Disney kids, and all of a sudden he
right.
went in this phase where he's braiding his hair and cornrowing it and trying to, it's like he did a whole thing. And then when Janet got in trouble and you ripped her bodice off, all of a sudden you were like, "Hey, I'm white again, guys." Hey guys, by the way, did I mention that I'm the member of the homeowners association? And can I see your manager? You know?
Somebody said that non-singing J-Lo. I love J-Lo.
I'm a
Ryan
reserved
Gosling didn't
comment.
go that way. He was on the Mickey
No,
Mouse Club where he was
he was
pushed
cute.
into performances where they did a little R&B, they did this and that.
But
But
that's what I'm saying. I think
outside of that, that was not his
he didn't do it.
persona.
No,
He
but
was
his
part of the
singing
Mickey
style,
Mouse Club.
right? But
Huh?
his singing style, to me, he was
Ryan was not a
mimicking more Boys
singer.
to Men.
You're
No, he
talking
was a singer, girl. You don't go pull
Ryan
up the
Gosling?
videos. Yes,
Girl,
Y'all pull up the
where?
videos. Yes, right. Yes.
I thought he was part of the Mickey Mouse Club and then went into
They were
acting.
all singers. Ryan, there's video of Ryan singing, which is absolutely hilarious.
On the
He
Mickey
was
Mouse Club.
yes, they were
No,
all on
that's
the
what
Mickey
I'm
Mouse
saying.
Club.
He wasn't, but Ryan didn't leave there and become
No,
an
he didn't
artist.
become a singer. No. No, no,
No,
no,
that's
no, no,
what
no.
I'm saying. No, 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 no.
Yeah, yeah.
Justin did, but
Justin
Ryan
did.
went into acting,
The
which is why
acting.
I'm
That's
saying
right.
the songs that he was singing, it was
Yes.
part of the Mickey Mouse Club. It wasn't a
That's right.
persona he took on like Justin
That's right.
Timberlake did when he left and became an
That's right.
individual
No,
artist.
right. It's totally different. And people are talking
Yeah.
about Mariah Carey. She did the reverse. When Mariah came out, despite the fact that her daddy is black, they Tommy Mottola, who was her manager at the time, portrayed her without actually saying it, but made it sound like she was blue-eyed soul, made it seem that she was white. But those of us who were black, we looked at her because she was never looking. She was off to the camera, off to the side. She wasn't giving us her full face because you would have seen the little width of that nose, and she was off to the side. And we were like, that lady's black. And it was like, no, 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 she's definitely white. And it's like, we know a black person when we see one. So we kind of peeped her. And then she went all the way and did stuff with oh dirty bastard and all that. But at first they were trying to portray her like she was like blue-eyed
Being
soul.
Mariah.
Go back like babies and pacifiers. But that was the first time she actually leaned into being black. But before that, they were kind of like portraying her like she was white. And then we were like, black people were like, we know that lady black. We see as soon as she would, she would treated me kind. And we would, oh, she black. As soon as she accidentally faced the camera for 4 seconds, we gotcha.
I just like people like that who know that who acknowledge their blackness. Like a Tiger Woods, they can have him. Like we don't want him.
Yeah.
I can
He's
have him.
Coblamasian. He's not black, he's
Barack
Coblamasian.
Obama, he claims his blackness. I can't
Right.
stand somebody who's partially black, half black, mixed, whatever you want to say, who's in and out of it, right? Who
Yeah.
flips in and out of it.
Yeah.
That's to me more egregious than the people who are white and just did it like, but you're, passing back and, I'm not down with that.
Yeah.
But I love these new names for Jacque Harlow. Let's see what
Those are good.
So moving on to girl, people are really bothered by the BET Plus story. So BET Plus, which is a streaming service, part of the BET network, is going away. It is being folded into Paramount in their streaming efforts. And Tyler Perry was a stakeholder in that, and he sold his ownership, what portion that he did own of the streaming service. So now he's out. But people are so upset as if BET was black owned. BET hadn't been black owned since before I came to. Once I came to, remember how long ago that was? BET was sold before I was part of the BET after that. So that
yes,
it has been white owned forever. And so I don't know why people are so upset about this. Well, I get why they are because BET Plus is a great resource for movies and content, and they have had some great content, like First Wives Club, which is so amazing. The black version of that was incredible. So I shouldn't say that, but with everything that's going on with the Trump administration and the FCC and these big, huge deals where all these companies are now going to be owned by a very conservative very conservative viewing companies, and BET is going to be part of that.
Oh, by the way, and somebody just mentioned, I don't know how we missed Marky Mark. Marky Mark, to our previous conversation, did it big time. Remember
Mark
Marky Mark and the
Wahlberg,
Funky
for those
Bunch?
who don't
Mark
know.
Wahlberg, who then became Mark Wahlberg. We remember that, y'all. Though, yeah. And by the way, so did Kid Rock. Kid Rock pretended to be. He did it too. But anyway, we on do a new thing.
Yeah, I'm glad he
BET's
went
been
back over there.
Yeah, you can go back over there. BET's been conservative owned from the beginning. Remember Robert Johnson, who founded BET, who is a Trump supporter, one of the first people to meet with Trump when he was elected in 2017, when he was inaugurated in 2017. One of his first visitors was Bob Johnson, who sold it out from under black ownership because he was the black owner.
Well, he was the owner, so it wasn't out from under.
He was the black owner. He
Yeah.
sold it. He is
Yeah.
the one who gave away Black entertainment television, and it's probably not politically easy to be called Black entertainment television under the anti-DEI regime, but I have to go back and blame Bob Johnson. He decided to become a billionaire. Remember, he got $3 billion. It officially made him a billionaire when he sold it. He decided to become a billionaire and let Black entertainment television go away. And I hate that, but that's what happened.
Yeah, I mean, it's but that's what I'm saying. So many people are upset about the programming that's on BET, or the programming going away, and what's going to be the future of BET. There's a lot of concerns about that. I mean,
Yeah.
they have a new president there, Louis Carr, who was in sales for years at BET. Even when I was there, he was the head of sales, and now he has stepped in to be the new president of BET. So
New
we'll see.
kids. The thread is still on our last conversation. Now they're throwing New Kids on the Block out there. They did.
Oh,
It
they're
was.
probably just getting to it because people get, if you join
They're just
late
catching
from the
on.
beginning,
Got you. They're catching
they're
on.
just getting there.
There's a
Yeah,
whole y'all. The whole history of rock and roll is white artists mimicking Black music and getting paid off of it. That goes all the way back to "You Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog," which a Black
Elvis
woman
Presley.
performed first, and then Elvis Presley made millions on it. Vanilla Ice, he's also MAGA. Baby, it's an industry in and of itself. And the British rockers at least admitted it. The Beatles were like, we copy Black music. U2 was like, we copy Black music. The ones who are
Well, they
honest
grew up
about it.
listening to
Foo
it.
Fighters said it. Foo Fighters were like, all we was doing was Black music. Like, people who are honest about it, I'll give, at
Yeah.
least I'll give it to. Oh yeah, Elvis Presley was the king of it. He was the king, not of rock and roll, but of taking Black music and making money off of it. Making a lot of money.
There's a performance online of a Black man who, and it was a performance before no, it was after Elvis Presley got big, but he came. I can't remember, it was the Johnny Carson show or something, but you could see he taught Elvis everything, and he
Everything.
talked about that. And the
Yeah.
way he moved the way he held the microphone, the way he danced, the way
Everything
he
was
moved on
copied.
stage, the way he gyrated his hips, um, everything he took from this Black man.
Oh no,
Everything.
jazz music was appropriated wholly to the point where when you try to take the Apple Music jazz channel, it gives you a bunch of white artists from the 30s and 40s. And it's like, where are the Black artists? They've literally erased Black people from jazz itself.
Oh,
Yes,
girl, white people.
Little
There's some white
Richard.
people who do not believe that jazz was founded by Black people.
No, they think it was white people.
They think it
Little
was
Richard,
white
as somebody
people.
said, yeah, Little Richard invented that duck walk, or no, it wasn't Little Richard. It was what's his name that invented the duck walk that Elvis used to do? Not Little Richard. It was another brother that was another rock and roller. Oh, I'm gonna forget.
Barry.
Chuck Berry. Chuck Berry. If you watch Chuck Berry, Elvis Presley bit almost every move Chuck Berry ever did, and and
Yeah.
and just took it and ran with it, and you would make more money as a white artist performing Black music. If you guys ever watched the final film by the young brother who was T'Challa in Wakanda Forever,
Chadwick
uh,
Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman's last film, where he played Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Go watch
Mm.
Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
not
but
gonna spoil it.
we've seen it throughout. That story about how white artists took Black music, took Black songs and gentrified them.
Yes,
And then sold them like that. I've seen that sprinkled in so many
girl.
things.
That's all country
TV
music is.
shows, music, movies, all kinds of things.
Rock and
Um,
roll, country,
all kinds of things.
versions of it that we started, and they take it and go. Look, TikTok dances. Black people do it. White people get booked on the
And get
Tonight Show to
paid for
perform
it.
it.
Mhm.
It's been going on since the tale as old as time.
Yes,
Tale
girl.
as old as time.
So true. Listen, we want to remind you guys, if you are joining late, or if you joined after we said this in the beginning, or if we said it in the beginning, please like and subscribe,
Yes. Subscribe.
and comment, because we love to hear from you, and join our membership.
Yes.
Go hit the
Yes.
join button, find a level that works for you here on our YouTube channel, and be an even bigger part of the Cousin Nation. I'm excited about our first editorial board meeting, where
I
whoever is part of the
know.
editorial board will get to sit in on our weekly meeting, and hear how we put it all together, and maybe weigh in on some things. as we make
Mm-hmm.
decisions about logos and merch and things like that.
Yes. Because
Um,
we need those things. We need merch. I'm excited about merch. We're gonna get
yeah,
some Cousin Nation merch. We need it.
we are. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. So thank you guys for joining us. And listen, before you go to bed tonight, do me a favor. Please.
Come closer, yeah.
Go to joyannereed.com. All her stuff is there. Just go to joyannereed.com and you will be able to find where she don't sleep. She got all kinds of stuff going. All kinds of stuff. All more joy all the time. Go to joyannereed.com because she's brilliant. She just went to one place and said, one-stop shopping for my people. You want merch from the Joy Reid Show. You want clips from the Joy Reid Show. You want her Substack. You want to know what she's eating for breakfast. It's all on joyannereed.com. One
Thank you.
place. It's
One stop
true.
shopping. And
I
by the
love
way,
it.
my sister is writing now for me at the Joy's House, what you call joyandread.com. So check out her latest piece there. She's adding to my my work, making my workload less by writing some stuff on there. And we appreciate she writes brilliant pieces that are very political and very much fun. And she's a great actress as well. But if you want this lady, if you want more of Jacque, it's a little more complicated, but it's also so much fun. Step one, you're going to want to go to vegansexycool.com because guess what? Even if you're not vegan, maybe you're sexy. I don't know. Maybe you're not sexy. Maybe you're cool. Or maybe you're all three or want to be all three. You want to be vegan and sexy and cool? Or just one of the two or two of the three or two of the two. Go to vegansexycool.com. You're going to get recipes. You're going to get ideas. Vegan has fashion. It's got food, everything. And also the protection of very helpless, lovely animals who you may think are delicious. Maybe you think that, but they don't think they're delicious. They don't want to be eaten. vegansexycool.com. That's my commercial for that. Secondly, you want to go to Jacque's Weekly Wellness Guide, which is an easy way to get wellness tips because look, we are trying to lead into wellness in the year of our Lord 2026. We're trying to be well. We're trying to be healthy. We're trying to not have to get the Mocha Jummy man to come in and fix us. Okay, they have to do it after you are already unhealthy. So you want to be healthy going in. All right, so you want to go to Jacque's Weekly Wellness Guide. And then there's the Jacque Reid experience where you can get all the things, all the Jacque Reid back time stories, all of her incredible stories. She's met every damn body except Jesus. And, she going to meet Jesus one day here and
One
by
day.
and by. While we all
One
go do his thing.
day.
By and by, she'll meet him too. So you're going to definitely enjoy all of the fabulous things about Jacque Reid. So please support our cousin, sister Sora, friend. We love her so much. And we are just so appreciative of you guys. Everyone in the chat, you guys are already fun. People are saying they already enjoying all of it. We got some happy vegans. We got Chrissy's on way. She's saying she's a happy vegan. She loves it. But we love you guys' support. We appreciate your support. And we especially would love it if you would hit like and subscribe to this podcast to make sure that you never miss a thing. Hit the little notification thing, and then that way you'll get notified when we go live. You don't want to miss it.
That's so much. And listen, we have a series of special shows coming up. One of those is where Joyanne and I, and a relationship expert, we are going to give you some advice. So we're going to put this up on our social media, but if you want to grab the QR code here, and if you have some dating drama, mixed signals, whatever you might be dealing with in your romantic life, we're going to give you some advice. I said, we'll have a relationship expert there, but you can get our take as well.
Yeah. I mean, maybe your loved one, it was at the last exit and you missed it and you need to back the hell up on the highway to go find them. Maybe that's a thing that's happened to you. We can talk to you about that as well.
You can, but this QR code will take you to where you can sign up to put your story down, where you can tell us about your story. So go there.
We
Go
love
there,
it.
go there. Okay. Well, you guys, thank you so much for joining us on this Tuesday. We will see you next week. Get your book for the book club. We're a weekend, a little more than a weekend. So listen, with Love from Harlem. It's a good one. It's historical.
Yeah. It's not a long read. You can get through it.
No, it's a quick read, you guys. Come on. Let's go. Let's read those books.
Read the book.
All right.
Read the book. All right, y'all.
See you
Love
later.
y'all.
Ciao,
Take care.
Bella.
And
Bye.
goodbye.
Sounds like